Hello, welcome to the channel. This is where I talk about my comic book collection, things I got going on, where I've been, what I've been doing. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. If this is your first time here, I hope that you like it. I'm always looking for tips, tricks, comments, compliments, criticisms, anything you might have that you would like to contribute to the conversation. I'm always happy to hear from everybody. With that, let's get into it. Now, I have made a couple of trips to a couple of different places to get comic books. I got two stacks from my normal places. Well, one from a normal place, one from a half normal place, and then one from a show that was here locally. Some were hits, some were misses. You know, we were just out there just trying to have fun and enjoy ourselves. So this first stack that I got I think 5 or 6 here. This was from a place called the Forgotten Toy Box. So they actually buy and sell used or vintage toys primarily. So comic books is really kind of secondary to them, not really a huge concern, but when they're buying these types of collections, comic books just come up. And they typically just sit in a corner all the way in the back. There's really no inventory. They don't even know what they have most of the time. I go back there and we'll just take a look and see what we have. As always, I'm always looking for the Punisher. This is a good place to pick them up for relatively cheap. So most of these I got, this is a 1989 run. I got the Punisher 21. I got 22, Ninja Training Camp. Kind of cool because that's Shadow Masters, so I know a little bit about that. I got 23, 24, Shadow Masters again, and 26. Then I have another one in here. This is from a 93 run. This is the Punisher 2099, number 6. All right, so all of those, you know, were relatively inexpensive. You know, my wife didn't complain too awful much, so we had fun picking them out. Then we also found the Spawn Bible. This is from, what was it, 1996 or 97. I did a little bit of research. I looked at the cover. Come to find out this is actually the second printing. So not necessarily a lot of value there. There is a bit of a scratch on the cover. So nothing crazy, but I thought it was something that might be relatively valuable. And my son really likes Spawn. He hasn't seen any movies or read any of the books or anything, but he likes the imagery. So whenever we see Spawn, especially if he sees it, we'll normally end up picking it up. Now the other one, this is from my comic book store right down the road. This is all new issues that they have. They don't really have any of the older stuff, early 90s that I'm typically looking for. But I like to go in there because they do have some relevance. I'll get into that here in a minute. I know the owner now, just from being kind of a regular there. I know that there's people who are probably in there quite a bit more than me. But while I was in there, he was selling this specific one to another customer, and I told him to, you know, please get out too, and I'll pick it up as well. Now, this is Godzilla number 1, but it's a special issue, Gotham City Limits, so it's some sort of a collaboration between the publisher and the comic book store that I'm getting all this from. I'm not sure how exactly it works because this is, I think, the second or third comic that I have that is a special issue specifically for Gotham City Limit. I don't know if they just, you know, strike up a deal or if they pay for it or if it's something that they give to specific distributors. If anyone knows, if anyone has any information on that kind of stuff, I'd really appreciate it. This one, it's Moon Knight. Nothing really special about it. We watched the Moon Knight series on Disney, and we actually liked it. So we saw that, and that's what we got. Jeff the Land Shark. I talked about it in one of my previous videos. We're not big fans of Jeff the Land Shark, but it's something cute and fun. And it's something that we like to read. It's good for a 4-year-old, so that's what we got. Now, The real thing that I was actually there for was Captain Planet. I've been talking about Captain Planet a lot, and I now have number 2. I picked up 2 number 2s, 2 different variants. There was a couple of different ones, but these are the ones that I got. I got this one right here. I'll show that, right? And then I got this one. Again, I don't really have any rhyme or reason as to why I'm picking these variants. They're just what's the most appealing to me. So I like them, and I'm going to hold on to them for a while. I'm really excited. I want to start reading these. However, because I started collecting the original series, the original run, I don't feel whole without being able to read that entire series first. And then once I finish that, then we can start working into this. Now, I was a little bit nervous because Dynamite was having some issues with their publishing. I don't exactly know the whole story. I'm sure some of you do. But there was kind of a question as to whether or not we were going to be able to get anything else from Dynamite Publishing, at least soon, or if there was stuff that was going to be held up for a while. So I guess all that got cleared up. Now, Captain Planet number 2 was able to be put out. While I was there, I did sign up for the subscription through the store, which it sounds like is kind of a regular thing at a lot of these stores. So I signed up, and when the new issues come out, they'll just call me and they will hold on to whatever I ask them to until I can come and get it, as long as I come within like a month or so. So that's cool. It's a free service, and it just keeps Captain Planet top of mind for me. So when it is there, I know immediately, and then I can get it as soon as I'm ready. Now, this last one I want to talk about. This was at a local comic show. I was pretty excited about. My son and I, we really like to go to all these things, but we did make a mistake. I took my whole family to this, and basically nobody is really that interested other than myself and my son. So I had my parents, my wife, and my daughter just sort of following us around, which, you know, put a little bit of pressure on. We weren't able to look through everything like we had hoped, but we did find this. We found Spider-Man 129, which is the first appearance of the Punisher. I was really excited about it because it was pretty inexpensive. It was only $45. So I should have known immediately that that's probably not going to be real, but it was the Russian print, so I thought maybe that was a lower value, and it would just be something exciting to have. I had taken my Venom, one of my Venom number 1s, in with me to try to trade to see if I could find something, and this was $45, and I knew that Raw is probably going to be somewhere around the same price range, but the guy wanted to give me a bit of a hard time, and I ended up giving him the Venom and like another $10 or $15 on top of that to be able to get this from him. But I was really excited because at the time in my head I was still thinking this is a great deal, even if it's not in English. Just to be able to have a 129 is just exciting. Even if it's not that valuable, it is exciting. I left with my head held high. I felt pretty good about myself. I said, you know, I'm a real collector now. You know, now I know a little bit about what I'm doing. We went out to the car, and I couldn't help myself. I had to get a look at this, and suspiciously, it was triple bagged. It was in a bag, and then it was in another bag with a board that was in a then larger bag with a larger board. And as soon as I saw and realized that, I knew that I had gotten. So I took it out, and I saw right on the back there is a just a barcode and everything for, you know, it's obviously a reprint. So I tried to look, and It's a couple years old. I think it's from 2020. But the value, there's really no value there. In terms of what I can find online, I really couldn't find anything, because maybe it's such a new print, but also because it's the Russian version. It's really hard to find a lot of information on this. If you look up the original, I mean, we could talk about the value of that all day. That's easy. But a reprint Russian is a little bit more difficult to pin down a value. So don't know that I'm going to get my money's back out of this, but we'll probably hold on to it for a while anyways, and it's at least something interesting to have as just a new addition to the collection. With that, nothing else really going on. I did have Doctor Strange in one of the previous videos I talked about. It's been a while now. I sent a issue of Doctor Strange off to get pressed and cleaned. It's been close to 2 months now, and I'm still waiting on it to come back. I don't know if that's the norm. If anybody out there has done this before, it's not a high value issue. So I don't really understand what would take so long, because it wasn't really anything even significantly damaged. It was just, I thought it would be nice. It's just, I think $17 to send it off. So I figured, why not? Let's just try it and see what the process is. I'm finding out, at least for myself, maybe I'm just going through a bad vendor, but it is taking a while to get back. And then once that gets back, then probably that same day I'm just going to turn it right over, and we're going to send it off for grading to see what we can get out of that. Nothing else really going on. We do have another show coming up here in a couple of weeks that we're excited about. And then also, I think in my next video, we do have a couple of, we have 2 mystery bags with 5 comics in each. And then I also have a mystery box with about 50 issues. We're going to try to get through all that in one video. That's everything I have for now. Until next time, thank you so much.